I just did my 20-week anatomy scan and everything went so good. I want to show you what to expect and kind of like what they look at because this is my first baby and I literally had no idea what to expect. Even though I'm a labor and delivery nurse, I still am not really exposed to anything that happens before like the actual labor and delivery process. So let's get into it. She has such a cute little side profile and she is moving around like crazy. Over to like the left of the screen, you can see that big round, that's her head, and then she is just like kicking her arms and legs like crazy, and she'll put like her arm up over her head, she'll suck her fingers. I can see her kind of like swallowing amniotic fluid, and she was just like moving all over the place. So I love that she's moving so much. It just is so reassuring that she's happy and doing well. So they're going to start the scan by doing an internal ultrasound. So that's like the wand, and they'll just insert a little bit, and then they're going to measure your cervix and kind of see where the baby's head is located. It's really important because some people's cervix shorten. And also, if you've ever had a procedure like a leap where they shave part of your cervix off, then they want to make sure that your cervix is long enough, it's not going to open up. So they base this off of very specific measurements. I don't know exactly what the normals are, but I know that my cervix was over 4 centimeters, which is what they were looking for. They're also going to look at your placenta and see how close to the cervix is it, or is it over the cervix. At 16 weeks, I got an anatomy scan done, and at that time, they did a measurement of my cervix, and they also looked at my placenta to see, one, how close to the cervical opening it was, and two, just to make sure everything looked normal with the placenta. And what they found is that my placenta was actually fully over my cervix, so I had a complete placenta previa, which means if it stays like that, then you can't have a vaginal delivery because baby has to come through the cervix, and baby can't come through the cervix without causing bleeding if you have a placenta previa. Now the good news is that 95% of the time that placenta will stretch and move out of the way as baby gets bigger. And luckily with this scan that did happen, and my placenta moved off of my cervical opening, but it's very, very close to the cervical opening still. And so there's still a really, really good chance that it's going to move out of the way and I'll be able to have a vaginal delivery and everything will be normal. After they look at your cervix, they're going to look at everything baby. So they're going to look at the brain, make sure there's no abnormalities, that everything is forming and growing and developing like it should be. They're going to look at baby's kidneys and make sure that they're functioning and that they're measuring normal and that everything looks good with the kidneys. They're going to look at baby's heart and make sure all 4 chambers are there and that there's no congenital abnormalities or anything wrong with the heart. Just make sure that everything is functioning well with the heart and how the blood flow is moving and all those kinds of things. They're also going to look at baby's heart rate. It should be between 110 and 160. My baby was at 146, which is perfect. And it's also so nice, like when they put the monitor on the heart and then you'll see the beats and then they'll tell you what the actual heart rate is. So I love that part. It's really fun. They're going to look at baby's spine and just make sure there's no abnormalities, and they'll literally pull it up on the ultrasound and you'll see like the entire spine. It's so obvious and just really incredible. They're going to look at baby's little hands and little feet, and they'll count all of the fingers and all of the toes. This is something that they couldn't do at the 16-week ultrasound. They did look at the hands and feet, but they couldn't actually like count fingers and toes. So baby has 10 fingers and 10 toes, thank goodness. And they'll make sure that there's no abnormalities like cleft lip. They'll also look at baby's feet to see if there's club foot. They're going to do measurements of baby, so they'll tell you how long baby is, and they'll also tell you the weight of baby. So she is weighing in at 20 weeks, 13 ounces, and then she's about 10 inches in length, which is crazy to me that she's like almost the size of a ruler. Like, how is she 10 inches, even though she's all kind of like curled up in there? On my little baby app, I've been tracking her and kind of just seeing how big she is compared to like fruits or little stuffed animals or whatever. And this week they gave me the cutest example. It's one of those little beanie babies, the Thai beanie babies, and it says that she's the size of a Thai beanie baby right now, which is so cute. I used to have so many of those. I collected them as kids, and so it was just like 90s nostalgia looking back and seeing that. The third trimester starts at week 28 and then goes all the way through week 40. Some people go to like 41 weeks pregnant, which is crazy. Like, I cannot imagine being pregnant for 41 weeks. But once you get into that third trimester, that's when they start giving you like percentile for baby. Because I was like, what percentile is my baby measuring? And she said, well, we don't do that until third trimester. So that's something that I just had no clue. And I guess that's just something they start doing in the third trimester. Overall, the appointment wasn't that long. I was expecting to be in there like over an hour, but we weren't. I think the scan was maybe like 40 minutes long. My last one at 16 weeks was like an hour and a half. And I think it's because there was a new girl kind of practicing on me, which I didn't realize until a little bit into it. And then I'm like, okay, she's definitely new. That's pretty much everything that me and the doctor talked about. So if you and your doctor at your 20-week scan talked about other things that I'm just like completely missing, then leave it down below in the comments and just like let me know. It's so crazy that I'm 20 weeks. Like, I found out at 3 weeks that I was pregnant, and it feels like I've been pregnant forever, but then it kind of also feels like the time flew by at the same time, if that makes any sense. I'm starting to feel so much more like myself and just like getting so much energy back. My main thing is like I'm having a lot of back pain, and oh my gosh, sometimes it hurts so bad. I've been using a roller to roll out on the carpet, and that helps a ton. I have to be really careful about diet because I will get constipated so easily. It's insane. I am having a little bit of heartburn. Nothing crazy, and it kind of comes and goes, but I wasn't getting that in the beginning, and now I'm getting a lot more heartburn. I feel like I am fatigued a little bit easier, but not like before, like not like the first trimester. I've been getting projects done around the house. It's just like when I push myself, or if it's like busy at work. I'm a labor and delivery nurse, and when it's busy at work, like I come home, I'm like dead. Like I'm so tired. I just have to go to sleep. My eyes are closing. But then right now I have so much energy, and I feel like myself and am motivated to just like film, and I put on makeup. So it's nice, just like feeling so much more like myself again. I'm definitely ready to have this baby. I want to go to Napa Valley and go wine tasting and eat raw sushi, salmon and tuna and oysters and just like all the things. Get in the sauna, take long hot baths. I want to eat a medium rare steak. Like, I want to go to Texas Roadhouse and get a medium rare steak with a tall raspberry margarita on the rocks with salt on the rim, and I'm just dreaming about it. Cannot wait to have this little girl and just be able to go back to my normal self and just do all of the things that I miss doing so much. Oh, and turkey sandwiches. Oh my gosh, I am a sucker for turkey sandwiches, and I'm not eating deli meat right now because of listeria and all the outbreaks and all the things. And so I'm just like craving a turkey sandwich with cranberry sauce on it and lots of mayo on sourdough bread. My next ultrasound and OB appointment will be at 24 weeks. And so I'll have so much more to share then. I love you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.